Coming up, an NFL matchup that only happened 15 times since their first clash in 1972. Get ready for the latest chapter of the Bears and Raiders, next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. The atmosphere here, electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Chicago Bears. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in. Brandon Gunn alongside, as always, my partner. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Raiders getting ready to go to work for the first time, and they're led by their quarterback in his 8th season now in silver and black, Derek Carr.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game.
I'm going to break it.
I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost,
hold on to it.
Take care of the football. That's all he needed to do.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. Jalen Johnson up to make the tackle. Second down, Jacobs once more. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Here's Carr. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge in. And now it appears John Gruden wants the officials to take another look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. A 30-yard attempt.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. For the first time, here comes the Chicago Bear offense, led out by the veteran in his first season in Chicago, but 11th overall, the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton.
A day one starter his rookie year. He also won a whole lot of games as well. First 5 years, the Bengals went to playoffs each and every year. Continues to evolve as a quarterback, learning how to work around a running game, an offensive line, and receivers that continue to develop.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A great move by Montgomery. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Dalton here from the gun. That's complete to Robinson. And he will have the Bears first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 15 carries, 61 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on him. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On the jet sweep, here's Grant. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Jakeem Grant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have taken the lead. Well, we've said it many times, Charles, when you have weapons like this at the wide receiver position, just get them the football any way that you can, and here it's in the run game.
And that was an example of catching a team off guard because it really paid off for them. They weren't ready for that at all. I know they weren't ready to try and catch him because once he hit full stride, that was going to turn into a big play, and it did.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Raiders 3.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. From the gun, it's Carr. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. This defense for the Bears, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 3.
Throwing his car on third down. Complete to his running back, Kenyon Drake. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Derek Carr, very precise thrower of the football. What's the game plan for going up against him? You know, it used to be take away the short stuff, I know, but he's more than a dink and dunker, right?
And you are right about that. Great analysis of him because he has evolved as a thrower. Now he can push the ball downfield, but still, the number one things you want to take away, short passes, intermediate passes. So sharp, precise, and accurate, you've got to sit on those routes in order to cause him problems.
On first down, it's Jacobs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
42-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. To throw his Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
And there's a typical run by Josh Jacobs. One more as a defender. You have to make a decision about how you approach him because he's awfully physical with the ball in his hands. 12 touchdowns on the ground last year after 7 as a rookie, and he was a 1,000-yard rusher in each of his first 2 seasons. Wouldn't surprise me with enough touches, he can easily crack the 1,500-yard mark.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. And he'll go underneath here to Drake. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
2nd and 2 at the 12-yard line.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, happy to take them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is Jakeem Grant. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
Now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Cole Kmet, the intended receiver. And it's second down. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
On first down, it's Montgomery, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Second and 11 now. Throwing, Dalton. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. Here's Dalton. Got a man, it's Brashad Perriman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football. And then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Had too much time to think.
Dropped at the 35, so able to display his strength, but not much room to operate. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, is so-called under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sand. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp.
Another example right there of why quarterbacks get nervous when Yannick Ngakoue is getting ready to rush them. 37.5 sacks in 4 seasons in Jacksonville. But last year, he split time between Minnesota and Baltimore and put together 8 sacks. Then he signed with the Raiders back in March.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 7th play of this drive coming up, and a long way to go on third down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. That's complete right side to Kmet. They get 7 there, and it brings up 4th.
The coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Carr now on first down. The open man here, Renfro. A gain of 6 there on first. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From just shy of midfield, Carr lets this go for Renfro downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. So a little extra on top of the big play there.
It's tough for guys rushing the passer, but you have to know when the ball is gone. And if you listen, officials will tell you ball.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front.
That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. A nice tiny little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position and only 1 play to score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
The first down throw coming for Dalton.
Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. To throw again on second down. Dalton. He's going to loft one deep over the middle.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Jonathan Abram picks it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now after the INT, it's Carr.
He'll let this go deep for Ruggs.
He's got him in, complete. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory.
And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they have this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top.
As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first two quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Bears offense set to go to begin the third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
1st and 10 for Dalton. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Darnell Mooney, the target there. That'll bring up second down. To throw here, Dalton. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Darnell Mooney, the target there. And now it's third down. So Dalton now. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first.
Well, you certainly have to give them a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
On play action, it's Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Carr going to leave this for Drake on the draw. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives.
Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch game. All right, in baseball, I can handle that going into the 7th inning. I think the crowd, though, they want to see a little bit more excitement. Let's see if someone can break something free on offense and get going.
Offense at a premium the last 2 drives.
Dalton's throw there, complete to Mooney.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Well, we knew that Darnell Mooney could absolutely fly, but he was only taken in the 5th round out of Tulane because of his size. He ended up being one of the better late-round picks in the NFL last year. 61 catches on the season. There's another one there, this time for a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Passing, it's Dalton.
Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. And off comes to Montgomery. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
Andy Dalton. Robinson's got it. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 43.
2 veterans there, Dalton to Robinson for the Bears' 1st down.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. And Dalton to throw.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down. Carr now to throw. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now Carr. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Dalton, 1st and 10. He finds his man, complete. It's Grant. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They try again with Cohen. They see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And this will be a Bears 1st down as good running gets them to about the 44.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Dalton. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Dalton. He's got this one complete to Perriman. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sand. Max Crosby able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go.
They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football.
Brought down around the 16 or 17. Had a nice move, but couldn't free much space. Only a yard on the pickup. And now they've got a 3rd down and 8. Now Carr. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So Dalton and the Bears now down 13-10, 2:23 to play. And their 4-game winning streak in great danger. Throwing, Dalton. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Dalton. He's going to let it fly. Yeah, he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Now to return it, here's Kenyon Drake.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Now it's the Raiders' turn, trailing by 4. Just over a minute 40 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down.
Throwing his car. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really starting to finish.
It makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Now Carr.
And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Here's Carr.
That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 3 yards to gain there, second down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Give him 30 yards there.
That last throw moves him past 27,989 yards for his career, so that means he moves ahead of the blonde bomber, Terry Bradshaw, on the all-time list.
And boy, he loved to throw it downfield, didn't he? That's why he was the blonde bomber. Remember, he'd throw it downfield to John Stallworth and Lynn Swann. It was gorgeous. Big throws, big plays. Terry Bradshaw.
Here's Jacobs. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Third and long coming up defensively. You pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand.
Everyone gears up for third down, talks about the importance of it. But fourth down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on fourth down.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Ooh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line.
Carr to throw. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that is dropped. Oh, my goodness. That could have been a game changer, but he could not hang on. Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver.
And that'll bring up second down.
Carr. This goes out wide for Drake.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
Second down, Jacobs once more.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. If they get nothing else here on third down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
Daniel Carlson for the Raiders field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
And this kick is not gonna get there. It's short and no good. And this stadium just fell silent in a hurry.
Crowd was ready to erupt, weren't they? But guess what? That chance to win one here, to steal one in the final seconds, goes awry.
Dalton down to a knee, and that'll be all she wrote. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for Chicago, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.